Hello everyone, this is the Promotory channel. Today we're going to work with this cylinder head. This is a head from a Bulgarian T3900 engine. Here I have the engine. I'm already finishing its repair. That is, I've assembled it completely. Only the work with the head remains. This engine is from a Bulgarian loader made by Balkan Car. So what are we going to do with this head and what is my task? So as usual, basically we need to replace the bushings, the guides, the valve bushings, trim the seats and lap the valves. The bushings and guides will be new. Here I have a set of bushings, 4 intake and 4 exhaust. We'll also have new valves, both intake and exhaust. I've already unpacked one here and checked it. The intake bushings will probably need replacement as well. I considered just replacing the exhaust ones, but you can see there's play in the exhaust bushings. I think maybe we should measure the new valves with the intake guide bushing. Maybe replacement won't be necessary, but we can still see there's play, there's movement. So we replace all the guide bushings, both intake and exhaust. So that's our main job, replacing the guide bushings, reaming and lapping the valves. And then we'll need to assemble everything, put on the valve stem seals, install the springs, retainers, keepers and so on. This video will be specifically about repairing this cylinder head. That's it. So that's the scope of work we have today. Let's get started. So what else do I want to say? I'm taking the valves out of the box and you can see they're all covered in paint. Yeah, that's just how this seller, this supplier does it. Absolutely all the spare parts that were purchased, including the sleeves, pistons, piston rings, oil seals, the valves, bushings, guides, all the parts. He marked them with paint like this. I've never seen anything like this before. Just look. Yeah, the bag, the factory packaging, it's been opened. The whole bag is smeared with paint and the valve itself is also covered in paint. So now I have to somehow clean this off, wipe it with solvent and so on. This is the first time I've ever come across something like this, where all the parts are ruined like this. I don't even know why it was done. Well, supposedly they're putting their own kind of seal or mark. But I don't know, do they have a monopoly on red paint? Or how else can you explain it? That I don't get it. It's just such nonsense, such rubbish. I've never seen anything like this before. So, as you can see, all the valves, even the gaskets, even the piston rings, every single piston ring was smeared with paint. I had to wipe every piston ring clean from this paint. I just don't understand this at all. What is this? Why was it done? It's nonsense, complete nonsense. And then we open up the guide bushings and we see the same thing. The package is open, torn. Everything is smeared with paint. The bushings themselves, the package itself, even some paint got inside. So, I want to show you the wear on the old valve. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you can really feel it with your finger. It's almost 1/10 of a millimeter here. Now we'll measure the wear. First, we'll measure the stem of the new valve. We see it's 9.45, 9.45, 9.45, 9.4. Now we measure the worn valve, 9.38, 9.38, 9.37. Well, that's almost 10, about 800ths, almost 10, and there's similar wear on almost all the valves. And we can also see that the working surface also has carbon deposits and the pit. So we can see that the guide bushings are a bit of a different size. Now we'll check, and maybe we'll have to trim it on the lathe. Yeah, first I'll measure the diameter, the outer diameter, because maybe these bushings won't fit me at all. So first we measure the old bushings, 15.92, 15.92, 15.92, 15.9, 15.90, 15.92. Now let's measure the new bushings, 15.93, 15.93. So well, we can see that basically the bushings are the same diameter. The outer diameter of the old bushings is 15.91, 15.92, something like that. And for the new bushings, it's 15.93. So we can see there's a difference in length about 5 mm. Well, I'll go to the lathe now and just make them shorter. So in any case, I won't leave them this length. It's possible that the valve itself will hit this spot, or maybe the valve plate will hit this spot. Of course, it's better to make them the same length as the old guides. That's it. So now I'm knocking out all the old bushings. Then I go to the lathe, make the new bushings a bit shorter, adjusting the size, and then we press the new bushings into the head. So the old guide bushing is 55 millimeters long. The new ones, one is 58 millimeters long and the other is 61 millimeters long. So we see that we need to take off 3 millimeters from this one, shorten it by 3 millimeters, and this one we need to make shorter by 6 millimeters.
All right, one is done. We see 55 millimeters.
Okay, the second one is done as well. We can see 55 millimeters. You can see millimeters. Okay, well, in general, the valves are lapping pretty well. I mean, there are valves that can be lapped easily. Sometimes, well, not exact. To be continuation in the next episode. Yes, sometimes you keep lapping, and any extra effort causes scoring, meaning there's scoring between the valve and the seat. But here it's different. Everything is lapping well, and there are no scores at all. So, as you can see, I applied the paste once and rubbed it in. A dry track appeared. So, if you watch in the next episode, the continuation, this dry track will become shiny. Yes, it will get that shine. Now, I'll clean all this off, apply fresh paste and go over it with abrasive again. Yes, so I get a tighter fit, and then I'll bring out the shine. Well, basically, I've already lapped 5 valves and this one is almost done too. Well, basically, there's about half an hour of work left here and the head will be ready. Doorbell, 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 bell, doorbell, 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 bell, doorbell. Completely ready for installation. Here's the final video. Thanks for watching, good luck and goodbye.